Yo, what's good, everybody? Scotty GLL coming at you with another video. So tonight's topic, we're going to get into the purpose of going with these direct openers and why it's different from what the mainstream PUA guys and everybody around it thinks about it. In terms of putting yourself beneath a woman, simping over a woman, pedestalizing her, things of that nature. These are kind of the thoughts associated with going extremely direct, being extremely ballsy. I don't know why. They view it because most guys have experience doing that and idolizing and pedestalizing women doing that when they were younger. But when it comes to the way I teach it, it's quite different from that. Like Mystery says, one of the best attraction triggers, I think he even has it number one, is the willingness to walk away. So you're throwing it out there, but you can walk away immediately. And they can pick up on that and detect that and sense that immediately. So that's what separates you from the rest of the pack. You may be throwing it out there from the standpoint of, I'm interested to cut to the chase. So you don't have to play all these games and beat around the bush. You want to make it clear and as direct and sexually forward as possible without coming across as distasteful. You want to do it in a way in which it's very tasteful. You find out your own style, but you're really, running an extremely sexually forward game in a way that's not just sitting there and saying let's have sex, but you're really just kind of doing it with a sly smirk on your face and a sly look. So it's really essential you understand this and grasp this at a very deep level so that the next time you hear somebody giving compliments and it working and it continually working, you're not brainwashed by mainstream PUA guys who say you can't do that. Oh, well, he can only get away with that. That's not applicable for most guys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All this excuses and nonsense. Because at the end of the day, it's hard work, folks. It requires you to change at your core, to be a fucking man, to have balls, to be willing to take it right on the chin because you're making it crystal clear your intent. So you're laying it out there. You're I guess, vulnerable and open for not interested immediately. When you go indirect, you kind of just beat around the bush. A girl might have a conversation with you, and it's easy to kind of manipulate, inexperienced beginners that they're getting better, they're progressing. Keep at it, buddy. Being babied and neutered. If that's what you're looking for, there's plenty of guys, plenty of coaches that will baby you and just feed you what they know you already want, because what you want is looking for a safe and easy way out. A lot of guys are not willing to face the fact that this requires a tremendous amount of work. And that's what it is. I didn't roll out of bed and just have the balls to walk up to the hottest chicks in Miami, New York, LA, and not be afraid of rejection or whether or not they're not interested. It's essentially just screening anyway. If you get a lot of W's in a row, that it doesn't make a difference if, one girl says no or one girl says yes. It really doesn't matter. You're doing it for the love of the game, essentially. So you want to keep going, keep building momentum, keep stacking W's, and you will eventually embody the feeling of, essentially detachment from the outcome, willingness to walk away, so you can be extremely sexually forward and get away with a lot of stuff. Which is really, a game of calibration in terms of just one move after the next, after the next, after the next. And if a girl, is enjoying your advances, it's very high impact. They're going to be captivated, intrigued. They're going to be hooked initially right off bat. There's a lot to be sold there. It's so high impact and high intensity that, once you have them in your grasp, there's really just a matter of wash, rinse, repeat. If, the odds are they're not all just going to fold immediately. So it's going to require a lot of wash, rinse, repeat over and over at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end. It's that simple, folks. If you guys need any help, hit me up, DM, It's good to be back. I will catch you on the next one. More infields on the way, boys. Peace. So listen, guys, tap in with me. Coaching, get your game leveled up. I'll be dropping some more infield in the very near future. And book a session right now. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.